The studio lights buzzed with anticipation as Prince Harry stepped onto the set of Loose Women, the popular British daytime talk show known for its candid discussions and lively panelists. Dressed in a sharp navy suit, he flashed his signature charming smile, waving to the cheering audience who had gathered to see the Duke of Sussex in person. The hosts, including the outspoken Denise Welch, welcomed him with a mix of excitement and curiosity, eager to delve into his life post-royalty, his charity work, and the ongoing media scrutiny surrounding him and his wife, Meghan Markle. As the show kicked off, the conversation flowed smoothly at first, with Harry sharing anecdotes about his Invictus Games and his passion for mental health awareness. The panel nodded along, asking light-hearted questions about fatherhood and his new life in California. But beneath the surface, tension simmered, especially from Denise, who had publicly defended Harry and Meghan in the past but also held strong opinions on the royal family's dynamics. She leaned forward, her eyes sharp, ready to probe deeper. Harry, ever the diplomat, responded gracefully, but the audience could sense the undercurrent of potential conflict. As the segment progressed, the topics shifted to more controversial territory, like his memoir Spare and the revelations about his strained relationship with his brother, Prince William. Denise interjected with her trademark bluntness, questioning why Harry had chosen to air family grievances so publicly. Harry defended his actions, explaining it was about truth and healing, but Denise pushed back, arguing that it only fueled division. The exchange grew animated, with other panelists trying to mediate, but the focus remained on the two strong personalities clashing. The audience gasped at moments, hanging on every word, as Harry's composure began to crack slightly under the relentless questioning. Denise, drawing from her own experiences with media intrusion and mental health struggles, challenged him on whether his decisions were truly for the greater good or personal vindication. Harry countered that the institution needed reform, citing historical precedents and his mother's tragic experiences. The back and forth intensified, with Harry emphasizing the need for accountability in the monarchy, while Denise accused him of hypocrisy for leaving yet still using his title. The studio atmosphere thickened, the producers watching nervously from the control room, aware that this could make headlines. As commercials approached, the debate showed no signs of cooling, setting the stage for what would become an unforgettable on-air moment. Harry, feeling the heat, tried to steer the conversation back to positives, but Denise's passion kept pulling it toward confrontation. The crowd murmured, some cheering for Harry, others siding with Denise's no-nonsense approach. It was clear this wasn't just a chat, it was a battle of perspectives on fame, family, and forgiveness. By the end of this opening segment, viewers at home were glued to their screens, wondering how far this would go. The energy in the room was electric, a mix of admiration and apprehension, as Prince Harry navigated the uncharted waters of unfiltered daytime TV. Denise, with her years of experience on the panel, seemed unfazed, ready to dive deeper into the royal rift. Harry, however, appeared determined to hold his ground, his responses measured yet fervent. This initial exchange laid the groundwork for the drama to unfold, capturing the essence of why Loose Women thrived on such raw interactions. As the show continued, the dialogue evolved, touching on broader issues like press freedom and celebrity privacy, with Harry drawing parallels to his own life. Denise shared personal stories, creating moments of connection, but also points of divergence. The audience applauded at key moments, adding to the live intensity. Producers signaled for more, knowing this was gold for ratings. Harry's visit, intended as promotional, was turning into a spectacle, highlighting the unpredictable nature of live television. In the midst of it all, Harry reflected briefly on his journey from palace to public scrutiny, his words resonating with many. Denise, ever the advocate for authenticity, pressed on, her questions cutting through the polish. This paragraph alone encapsulated the build-up, with each sentence building toward the inevitable clash that would define the episode. As the show resumed after a brief commercial break, the panel dove straight back into the heart of the matter, with Prince Harry fielding questions about his decision to step back from royal duties. He spoke eloquently about seeking a life of service without the constraints of tradition, emphasizing how it allowed him to focus on causes close to his heart, like environmental conservation and veteran support. The audience listened intently, some nodding in agreement, while others whispered among themselves. Denise Welch, however, wasn't buying the polished narrative entirely. She interjected sharply, pointing out the privileges he still enjoyed and questioning if his move was truly about freedom or escaping responsibility. Harry paused, his expression tightening, as he explained the toll the constant media hounding had taken on his family, referencing the paparazzi chases that echoed his mother's fate. Denise countered with her own battles against tabloid sensationalism, arguing that staying and fighting from within might have been more impactful. The other hosts, like Jane Moore and Colleen Nolan, tried to balance the discussion, sharing their views on the monarchy's relevance in modern Britain, but the spotlight remained on Harry and Denise, their voices rising as passions flared. Harry accused the press of bias and manipulation, citing specific instances from his book, while Denise challenged him on selective storytelling, suggesting he omitted details that painted him less favorably. The debate touched on Meghan's treatment, with Harry defending her against racist undertones and coverage, and Denise agreeing on that point but questioning their PR strategies. The audience erupted in applause at times, creating a charged atmosphere that made the studio feel alive with energy. Producers in the booth exchanged glances, debating whether to intervene or let it play out for the drama. Harry, drawing on his military background, remained composed but firm, his responses laced with frustration. Denise, with her fiery temperament honed from years in the entertainment industry, didn't back down, her points delivered with conviction and empathy. The conversation veered into personal territory, with Harry opening up about his therapy journey and the importance of vulnerability, which Denise praised but then pivoted to critique his public feuds. As minutes ticked by, the exchange grew more heated, with interruptions and overlapping speech, typical of Loose Women's unscripted style. Harry emphasized unity and healing, but Denise pressed on accountability, leading to a standoff that captivated viewers. Social media buzzed in real time, with hashtags trending as clips were shared online. The panel attempted to lighten the mood with humor, but the core tension persisted, underscoring deeper societal divides on royalty and celebrity. Harry's presence brought a global lens to the show, amplifying its reach beyond UK borders. Denise, known for her advocacy on mental health, found common ground there, but differences in approach kept the clash simmering. This segment highlighted the raw honesty Loose Women was famous for, with no topic off limits. As the discussion evolved, Harry shared insights into his Archewell Foundation, but Denise redirected to the financial aspects of his independence, questioning funding sources. Harry rebutted firmly, stressing transparency and impact. The back and forth created a narrative arc that felt like a mini-drama unfolding live. Audience members leaned forward, engaged in every word, as the show's format allowed for this organic escalation. By the close of this part, the stage was set for further intensification, with Harry's patience wearing thin and Denise's determination unwavering. This paragraph captured the midpoint build-up, detailing the layers of argument that made the episode memorable. The tension escalated dramatically as the conversation turned to the specifics of Prince Harry's allegations against the royal family, particularly the claims of favoritism and leaks to the press. Harry articulated his frustrations with poise, describing how institutional biases had affected his life and marriage, drawing sympathetic murmurs from parts of the audience. Denise Welch, however, launched into a passionate rebuttal, defending the late Queen Elizabeth's legacy and suggesting Harry's narrative risked undermining the monarchy's stability. She argued that public disclosures only invited more chaos, referencing her own family's privacy struggles. Harry shot back, his voice rising for the first time, asserting that silence perpetuated problems and that change required bold actions. The other panelists interjected, trying to de-escalate, but the clash between Harry and Denise dominated, their body language speaking volumes. Harry leaning in defensively, Denise gesturing emphatically. The audience gasped as Denise accused Harry of playing the victim card, prompting him to retort that her comments minimized real traumas. The exchange grew personal, with Harry questioning media enablers like those on the panel, while Denise fired back about entitlement. Producers scrambled behind the scenes, aware this could spiral, but the live format left little room for cuts. Viewers at home tweeted furiously, dividing into camps supporting either side. Harry pivoted to broader issues like racial inequality in the UK, tying it to Meghan's experiences, which Denise acknowledged but countered with calls for internal resolutions over public spectacles. The debate intensified, with overlapping arguments creating a cacophony that thrilled the studio crowd. Jane tried humor to break the ice, but it fell flat amid the seriousness. Harry's military precision in responses clashed with Denise's emotional rawness, making for compelling TV. As the segment wore on, Harry expressed regret over family rifts but stood by his truths, while Denise urged reconciliation without media involvement. The atmosphere crackled with energy, the lights seeming brighter, the applause more fervent. Social media exploded with clips, amplifying the moment globally. Harry, feeling cornered, emphasized his commitment to positive change, but Denise's relentless probing pushed boundaries. The panel shifted to audience questions, but even those fueled the fire, with one viewer siding with Denise on tradition. Harry's composure cracked further, his replies sharper, revealing the strain. Denise, sensing the shift, doubled down on her points, her experience shining through. This phase marked the turning point, where polite discourse gave way to heated confrontation, captivating all involved. Producers whispered about potential repercussions, but the ratings soared. Harry's visit, meant to promote unity, ironically highlighted divisions. Denise's advocacy for mental health intersected with Harry's, creating fleeting alliances amid discord. The dialogue delved into cultural impacts, with Harry citing global perspectives and Denise focusing on British sentiments. Audience reactions varied, some cheering Harry's candor, others Denise's forthrightness. As commercials loomed again, the clash showed no resolution, leaving everyone on edge. This paragraph detailed the core conflict, layering arguments with emotional depth to sustain the narrative's momentum. In the heat of the moment, Prince Harry's frustration boiled over as Denise Welch pressed him on the financial implications of his Netflix deals and book sales, accusing him of profiting from family drama. Harry defended vehemently, stating that the proceeds funded charitable causes and that transparency was key in an era of misinformation. His tone sharpened, the royal Polish giving way to raw emotion, as he countered that the real profiteers were tabloids exploiting stories. Denise, undeterred, referenced her own career highs and lows, arguing authenticity didn't require airing dirty laundry. The audience held its breath, the studio silent except for their voices echoing. Other hosts attempted mediation, suggesting a change of topic, but the momentum carried them forward into deeper waters. Harry accused the panel of bias, mirroring the press he criticized, while Denise retorted that he invited scrutiny by going public. The clash reached a fever pitch, with gestures becoming more animated and words flying faster. Producers in the control room debated cutting to break early, but the live allure kept it going. Viewers sensed the authenticity, tweeting about the unfiltered exchange. Harry opened up about isolation post-Megxit, his vulnerability striking a chord, but Denise challenged if self-imposed exile helped. The back and forth highlighted contrasting worldviews, Harry's global activism versus Denise's grounded realism. Applause interspersed the tension, fueling the fire. Jane interjected with facts from Harry's book, but it only added ammunition. Harry's military discipline helped him stay focused, yet signs of exasperation showed. Denise's passion, drawn from personal battles, made her unrelenting. The discussion veered to Meghan's role, with Harry protective and Denise questioning media strategies. Audience questions amplified the drama, one praising Harry's courage, another echoing Denise's concerns. The energy pulsed, the lights hot, as the segment stretched. Social media memes emerged, capturing key moments. Harry emphasized healing through dialogue, but Denise saw it as escalation. The panel's dynamic shifted, with allies forming subtly. This intensification built suspense, each retort escalating the stakes. Producers noted the viral potential. Despite risks, Harry's presence commanded respect, yet Denise's tenacity leveled the field. The argument touched on societal issues like class and privilege, broadening appeal. As the clock ticked, resolution seemed distant, the clash defining the episode. This paragraph chronicled the peak confrontation, weaving intensity with insightful exchanges to maintain engagement. The climax arrived abruptly when Prince Harry, pushed to his limit by Denise Welch's insistent questioning on his brother's alleged actions, stood up mid-sentence, declaring the discussion unproductive and biased. Denise fired back, calling his reaction evasive and demanding he address the points head-on. The audience erupted in a mix of boos and cheers, the studio chaos ensuing as other panelists urged calm. Harry, his face flushed, accused the show of ambush tactics, reminiscent of past media traps. Producers rushed on stage signals, but the live broadcast captured every raw moment. Denise stood her ground, her voice steady, asserting she spoke for many disillusioned viewers. The exchange devolved into shouts, with Harry insisting on respect for his experiences and Denise countering with calls for accountability. Security hovered nearby, as the control room buzzed with panic. Viewers at home watched in shock, the clip destined for viral status. Jane and Colleen tried bridging, but the divide was too wide. Harry's decision to walk off sparked immediate backlash, with Denise labeling it as quitting under pressure. The host announced an unplanned break, the screen fading to commercials amid uproar. Backstage, Harry reportedly fumed, while Denise addressed the audience, explaining her stance. Social media exploded. Hashtags like #Harry vs Denise trending worldwide. Analysts debated the implications for Harry's image, some praising his stand, others criticizing the exit. Denise's supporters hailed her bravery, while critics accused overreach. The show's ratings skyrocketed, but at what cost? Harry later issued a statement via representatives, regretting the escalation but standing by his truths. Denise, on air post-break, reflected on the intensity, advocating for open dialogue. The incident sparked broader conversations on celebrity interviews and boundaries. Audience members shared stories online, adding layers. Producers faced scrutiny for allowing the spiral, yet celebrated the buzz. Harry's kickoff became tabloid fodder, ironic given his criticisms. Denise's role solidified her as a formidable voice. This dramatic turn encapsulated the unpredictability of live TV, leaving lasting impressions. The paragraph detailed the explosive resolution, capturing emotions and repercussions in vivid detail. In the aftermath of Prince Harry's dramatic exit from Loose Women following the heated clash with Denise Welch, the media frenzy intensified, with headlines splashing across newspapers and online platforms worldwide. Analysts dissected every moment, from the initial sparks to the walk-off, debating who emerged victorious in the court of public opinion. Harry's supporters rallied on social media, praising his courage in facing tough questions and walking away from toxicity, while detractors accused him of thin skin and entitlement. Denise, meanwhile, received a wave of backing for her unapologetic style, with many viewing her as a champion for holding power to account. The show issued a statement expressing regret over the escalation but affirming their commitment to honest discussions. Viewers tuned in record numbers for the next episode, where Denise addressed the incident, sharing her respect for Harry despite differences and emphasizing the importance of mental health in such debates. Harry's team focused on damage control, redirecting attention to his upcoming projects and charitable efforts. The event sparked podcasts and opinion pieces exploring royal media relations, with experts citing it as a pivotal moment in Harry's post-royal narrative. Audience reactions varied globally, from sympathy in the US to skepticism in the UK. Denise's co-panelists reflected on the chaos, admitting the unpredictability added thrill. Legal teams monitored for potential fallout, but no actions ensued. The viral clips amassed millions of views, boosting both Harry's visibility and Loose Women's profile. Reflections on civility and discourse emerged, with calls for better moderation. Harry's experience reinforced his advocacy for press reform, while Denise's stance bolstered her reputation. Months later, the clash was referenced in interviews, a testament to its impact. Social dynamics shifted slightly, with more empathy for public figures' pressures. The episode's legacy endured, a blend of entertainment and enlightenment. This final paragraph wrapped the narrative, exploring consequences and broader implications with depth and closure.